Hello, hello. Persian Detti from Sarandë. This is our third video of our promenade walk. In the last video, we walked up here to the end of the eastern side of the promenade, and then we talked about the road that runs north back behind me up the hill there that runs to Vallora. So now we're going to turn around and go back into the city and let you see what that part of it looks like. So let's go ahead and get started. So as we said in the other videos, this is off season, and during the off season there's not a lot of occupancy, but there is a lot of work that is going on to prepare for the busy season. So you'll hear a lot of construction noise in the background as we walk. So, and again, you know, most of the restaurants are going to be closed. Those that are down by the waterfront. A lot of work going on here. A lot of, I don't know if you can see, we're up pretty high. So, but as we get into the, see, that's when we're talking about staying focused on where you're walking, because it can be pretty tricky to walk through here, right? All this is under construction, and you don't see any barricades. You're responsible for yourself while you're here, and you got to look where you're going. So I think we can walk over here. I think that's preferable to walking out in the street. Again, I mean, just kind of steel reinforcing rods sticking up, loose gravel, rocks. I mean, you really have to pay attention. There's the other thing I'm talking. At least this one has something over it. A lot of times you will just come up on that, and there just won't be anything, and you're ultimately responsible to make sure you don't step in it. So, all right, so here we are. We're going to be back on the pavement here in just a minute. So this particular street is the main highway that's coming in from Vlore if you're coming down the coastline. And when you get further in and we start to go up this hill, it'll kind of become a one-way as you get into the city. And then one of these other streets that are coming out, like right there by that gas station, again, here, just a kind of a, see, you're on your own, right? Pay attention where you're walking, or you're going to take a tumble and end up in the emergency room. But anyway, so a good bit of traffic today. It was a little quieter yesterday. Probably it's middle of the day. Here's the city police department. And notice the motorcycle there coming along, passing. You know, we have some other videos we'll show you. See how the people are just kind of, hey, I'm coming, look out. There they go. So we'll show in some other videos some of the traffic rules of the road. Yeah, I know. I saw those yesterday. Did you go in this supermarket yesterday? Oh, yeah. So this is a nice area to sit and look out at the so as I mentioned before, that other road that's coming in from Vlora continues up the hill and then turns in, and then when you get further down, this is a one-way coming back out, and it merges back there. So here we are. We're back at the church that we.
Very long.
Yeah, we'll have to look that up. So I think we're probably going to have to cross the street here. So here we go. So that's the other thing. In some of the, so here we go. See the little scooter you got to pay attention for. In the other cities, like in Durrës and Vlora, typically they will mark the crosswalk, and we found that generally you can step out onto that crosswalk, and it's very the cars will honor it if you step out in front of them. And there's the Irish pub from the other side. But generally when you step out into the traffic, the cars will honor that you're in the crosswalk and stop and let you cross. I haven't seen the crosswalks here. I'm sure they exist. Or maybe the paint has rubbed off. So, but we'll see as we get further into town. I'll look for one, see if I can point it out.
I think it's the Church of Saint Haralambos. Totally mispronouncing it probably.
Was there a sign?
No, I'm looking on maps.
So again, just when you come up from the main promenade, and if you move between each street, you're going to walk up a flight of stairs to get to the next street. And you really can't see it from here, but it's way, way, way back in the back. You'll walk upstairs to get there all the way. So. Exchanges, and they're everywhere, as are banks and ATMs. So, and we've probably mentioned this in other videos, but we'll put it in this one. So especially here in Sarandë, Maybe not so much in the bigger cities. Places like Tirana, Durrës, and even Vlora, more and more of the restaurants are starting to take credit cards, which is, I guess, good. It's a convenience. For a long time there, everything was cash, strictly cash. And when you're dealing with a much smaller place, maybe a pharmacy or a farmer's market like we were at earlier this morning, those are definitely going to be cash only, right? They won't have the means to do a credit card. So you'll need to always make sure you have enough. And you kind of have to be careful more of the stairs that we talked about. See, those stairs will go all the way up to that building, way, way, way in the distance. But back to the topic of cash, you can't walk around, like with a 5,000 lek note, which is a little more than $50, and then walk up and try to buy a 60 lek piece of a loaf of bread or a 70 lek espresso. They're not going to cash it. They don't carry that much change. So when you go to the bank, sometimes that's a problem. When you take money out, the bank wants to give you a 5,000 note, and you really need a 10,000 note to get around. So it's much quieter here than where we were a few minutes ago. So here we are back at the post office that we talked about earlier. And then, of course, here is our bunker that we talked about. There were 700,000 plus of these built starting in the 60s. Their leader was afraid he was going to get invaded. And so he built a lot of these. And again, more stairs, right, to get up the hillside. And you will see these everywhere in the countryside. They're just everywhere. So we're running parallel to the promenade, which is to our left, and walking towards the center of town. So the other thing we'll see when we get up here, banks. This is kind of the area where the banks are going to be. There's a bank on almost every corner. There's the Union Bank, Credence Bank. I think there's a Raiffeisen just a little bit down this block. Here's some more garbage cans if you need to bring your garbage out in the morning. So in front of me, behind this wall, is a large green space that is, as far as it is to where you see that car, it goes that far to the left. And I kind of call this the center of town. And it's a good way to get your bearings and to be oriented on where you are. I didn't mention this, but on this street here where this Union Bank is, at the end, kind of in a little basement, is a grocery store. And we'll come up here in just a minute. And here, let me cross here. Over here, you can't see it from here, there's another grocery store, a larger one compared to what we've seen. Not sure what's happened here with the ambulance. Something's going on. It's unusual. It's usually there's just one policeman on this corner, so you can see there's green space on this side. On this side, consider this kind of the center. It's a good way to stay oriented. Up here at the corner is another grocery store. That's the, I think that's the ambulance trying to get out of here. Yeah, there he goes. Another exchange. So we'll cross the street here. So over there, you'll see the opening to that grocery store that we told you about. And then further down the street here on the left, if you see that sign that hanging out with the circle, that's Rossmann and Lala, which is a German company, but we've laughingly referred to that as the Walgreens or CVS of Albania, because you can find almost any kind of item in there that you're looking for. You know, deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrushes, shampoo, soaps, and a bunch of other things. You know, pencils, papers, odds and ends, vitamins, and things like that. You can't get any prescriptions filled there. There you have to go to a pharmacy to do that. And then there's the supermarket. So, you ready?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So we're gonna head back down toward the promenade. Now, over to the right here are the ruins of a Jewish synagogue that was here. And I will zoom in here so you can see the mural that is over there.
Mosaic.
The mosaic, I mean. So it's interesting, the other day we walked by here and this gate was open and you could just walk in. That gate looks like it's open too. Yeah, so we'll have to come back and do a separate video for this. So there in the distance is City Hall, and then if you look just behind that building, you'll see the minaret for the mosque that is here. And then of course there's another bank, the Tirana Bank, Bank of Tirana. So banks everywhere, ATMs everywhere, exchanges. If you forget to get your money, you know, you can exchange for a fee. But yeah, the gate is open.
Oh, the gate's open.
Yeah, so we'll come back and do a video for that. So.
And the other day it was full of cats and dogs. I have my bones and cat food ready, but I don't see one dog or cat.
Yeah, there's
They're sleeping.
some more. Okay, so here we go. All right, let's cross the street. Yeah. Okay, so there was one building we passed yesterday. I think it was their courthouse, and it had a USAID, USAID sign on it. I'll try to find it. It's on one of the streets down toward the eastern side. So it's very, I noticed this yesterday. I'll point this out. So I want you to see this old stone structure. So it's very old, right? It's probably from the 1800s or older. But I want you to pay attention to the roof. The roof on this side is fixed and repaired. And I saw a gentleman the other day going in and out here. But look on the other side. So I don't know if he just has that half of it and that's his. And so he fixed that up and he doesn't care about the rest or what. But here's the mosque. So, all right, let's take a walk through here just to kind of show you some of what's behind the scenes. You kind of have to get off the street, right off the main drag, if you want to see the real city. The other thing I think is interesting, like they don't have traffic lights, that sort of thing. But it's their wiring system. I kind of have to point this out. They just kind of, and then they just string the wires. It's so unlike what we do in the United States, where we are, right? It's just, they need a wire and it needs to go from here to there. They just string it up, right? As opposed to in the United States, they would run the cable underground and then have a demarcation point. So anyway, thank you so much for coming along with us on this walk through the city center. Please hit like and subscribe, and we hope to see you in our next video. Bye.
Bye.